Here's something nobody tells you about getting rich. Working harder at your job won't do it. I know, sounds backward, right? But here's the truth. Your income rarely exceeds your personal development. You can get a lucky raise. You might stumble into a promotion, but if you haven't grown as a person, that money will slip right through your fingers. Therefore, the real question isn't, how do I make more money? It's, who do I need to become? Let me tell you something my mentor once said that changed everything. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. 3 steps, no fluff, just a system that separates people who dream about wealth from people who actually build it. So, you want to be wealthy. Great. But let me ask you something. What's actually stopping you? Most people say it's money. I don't have enough capital. I need investors. If only I had more in my bank account. Wrong. The obstacle to wealth isn't a lack of money, it's a lack of ideas. Money is the result. Ideas are the cause. Think about it. Every fortune started as a thought in someone's head. Every business, every invention, every breakthrough. They didn't find money lying around, they created value from ideas. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people treat success like it's random, like wealth and happiness are things that just happen to lucky people. They leave it to chance. Therefore, if you want different results, you need to do something radically different. You need to treat success as a subject to study, not hope for, not wish for. Study. Because here's what I've learned. Success isn't something you pursue, it's something you attract by the person you become. So, how do you become that person? That's where step one comes in. And this is where most people completely miss the mark. Step one, gather ideas like your life depends on it. Because it does. Here's what successful people know that broke people don't. Information is currency. The right idea at the right time can change everything. One conversation, one book, one insight. But you can't just collect ideas in your head and hope they stick. Your brain isn't a filing cabinet. You need a system. Get a journal. When you find something that works, write it down, review it, let it sink into your bones until it becomes part of who you are. Now, where do these million-dollar ideas come from? 3 places. First, read. 30 minutes a day. That's it. Not social media scrolling, not news headlines. Read books written by people who've already done what you're trying to do. Why? Because learning from their experience saves you years of painful trial and error. Someone already made the mistakes. Someone already found the shortcuts. Why would you start from zero when you can start from their finish line? Second, listen. And I don't mean podcasts while you're doing the dishes. I mean real conversations with successful people. Here's a wild idea. Take a rich person out to dinner. Yeah, you heard me right. Spend 50, 80 bucks on a meal with someone who's already where you want to be. But I can't afford that. Therefore, you stay broke. See how that works? Poor people think that's an expense. Rich people know it's an investment. One idea from that conversation could multiply your income 10 times over. Third, observe. Success leaves clues everywhere. Watch how successful people walk, how they shake hands, how they handle problems. You can't just see with your eyes, you need insight. See with your mind. Notice the patterns, the habits, the small things they do differently. But here's the thing. None of this matters if you stop at step one, because gathering ideas without using them is like buying gym equipment and letting it collect dust. Which brings us to step two. Action. Listen, you can read every book, attend every seminar, fill 20 journals with brilliant ideas, but if you don't do anything with it, you're just a well-educated failure. Let me say that again because it's important. If you let learning lead to knowledge, you become a fool. If you let it lead to action, you become wealthy. Therefore, knowledge without action is useless. Actually, it's worse than useless. It's dangerous because now you know what you should be doing and you're still not doing it. That gap between knowing and doing is where dreams go to die. So, where do you start? Master the small disciplines. I know, you want to launch the business, close the big deal, make the fortune. But can you wake up 30 minutes early? Can you read every day for a week straight? Can you stick to a budget for 1 month? These small disciplines build the muscle you need for bigger challenges. If you can't handle the small stuff, life's major challenges will crush you. Stop waiting for motivation. Nobody's coming to save you. Your boss isn't going to suddenly care about your dreams. Your family might support you, but they can't do the work for you. You need your own plan, your own fire, your own reasons. Therefore, you either generate your own drive or you spend your whole life waiting for permission that never comes. And that brings us to the final step, the one that determines whether your success lasts or crumbles. Step 3. Don't try to beat the system. I get it. Shortcuts are tempting. Cut corners here, bend the rules there. Nobody will notice, right? Wrong. Here's what happens when you try to slice the system. You get a cheap life, a hollow success built on shaky ground. And eventually, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually it collapses. Therefore, do it right, even if it takes longer, even if it's harder, even if everyone else is cheating. Find out how things work at the deepest level. Build your success on integrity. Because real wealth isn't just about the money in your account. It's about sleeping peacefully at night. It's about looking yourself in the mirror and respecting who you see. You can't buy that with shortcuts. So here we are. 3 steps. Work harder on yourself than your job. Gather ideas. Take action. Build with integrity. Simple? Yes. Easy? Absolutely not. But here's the beautiful truth. You get to choose. Right now, today, this moment. The next 5 years of your life will look exactly like the last 5, unless you change. Unless you decide that who you are today isn't who you'll be tomorrow. Success isn't something you chase, it's something you become. Therefore, the question isn't, can I be wealthy and happy? The question is, am I willing to become the person who attracts wealth and happiness? Because that person, they're already inside you. They're just waiting for you to do the work. So what's it going to be?